Perrin Peacock here at the Bigfoot 50K in Cambridge, Ohio, 2011. This is a 50K, so those of you that have seen a couple of my marathon videos, this is a little bit different. It's a totally different atmosphere. Everybody's much more laid back. It's much more of a sort of family sort of atmosphere. Everybody's kind of rooting for each other. There are people that are clapping for each other right now. It's a really brisk morning, about 45 degrees out, so everybody's bundled up, and they're getting ready to give us some instruction, which they usually do at a 50K, which is really cool.
Cover a few of the course markings. Anytime you're on the road today, you'll see these orange sprayed arrows on the ground. Anytime you're on the trail, you'll see pink blazes. If you don't see a pink blaze, chances are you're not on the course anymore.
See, everybody's got orange on today, including me. There's a small chance we may run into some hunters. It is hunting season, so that's just an incentive to run a little faster. And they said don't wear anything white, as in something that may look like a white-tailed deer. Here we go. To the true trail runners show up to a trail run with their shoes already muddy. They know they're going to get even muddier. One thing that's different about a trail 50K or any kind of trail ultra or even trail marathon is that it's all about foot placement. See, there's rocks and roots and mud to deal with, so it slows you down. We're probably like maybe 2 miles in, and we're already, you can see, pretty separated from everybody else. The other thing is that normal humans, like myself, don't even attempt to run up the hill. Everybody just walks it. Because you got to conserve your energy if you're going to be out here for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours in my case today. But the payoff is that you get to have views like this. Nice. Somebody twisted their ankle. It happens. You gotta watch out for all these rocks and roots. And when you're cruising, like I am now, you can't really take your eye off the ball because you will totally crash and burn on all these rocks and roots. Whoa. I just about crashed this in.
Have it on Facebook. Yeah. LinkedIn, everything.
You the race director?
I am. I'm Vince.
Hey, Vince.
I'm one of the race directors.
One of the race directors.
I'm just responsible for everything positive.
Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thanks.
The course is really well marked.
Cool. Thank you.
Like Kayla had a little ankle possible serious sprain and or break. And these guys are carrying her back. She's very uncomfortable, to say the least. But she's still laughing.
Staying positive.
Staying positive.
Have you done ultra before?
Yeah, I've done a few 50Ks.
Yeah. Which ones?
We got the PR.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a shit. That's the hard part right there. You guys are doing good. Well, we had a little adventure on the way back from the first loop. This course is a 10-mile loop done 3 times, or a little over 10 miles, I guess 10 and a half, something like that. And that woman that we saw on the way out was still there on the way back, who had twisted her ankle. So there was a guy carrying her out, so I stopped and helped him. We took turns carrying her military style over the shoulders. That was an adventure. I'm sure she was much more uncomfortable than we were. So I hope she's alright. She twisted her ankle. Hopefully it wasn't broken. So I'm on the back side of I'm on the front side of the second loop now, probably about mile 12. And thankfully, the ground is not as muddy as it was earlier. It was way muddy. Now it's starting to harden up a little bit, thankfully, with the sun shining. Still got lots of rocks and roots, obviously, to deal with, but at least the mud is not as bad. There's still mud pockets everywhere, but this is what you have to be careful for right here. Oh, there's the mud. Oh, spoke too soon. Muddy. Slows your way down. That's pretty much, you have to pretty much sort of do a fast hike through this mud and up the hills. Otherwise, you just end up going face first in the mud. I already tweaked my nose on a bramble earlier. So, anyways, enjoying it, have a good time. This is what's the cool part of the trail run right here. You have to try to hump it across stuff like that so you don't get your feet wet. We're a little over halfway right now and looking at about 4:10 on time, which we're running a little behind schedule. Trying to make up a little time now. The aid station workers are super cool at 50Ks and any ultra, and they'll take my pack and fill it up. So we gotta go this way to get away from all that mud. I don't like to get my feet wet. Although, I have to say the old brooks have held up pretty well. They're pretty muddy. They've been leaking the water away pretty quickly. Pretty much as soon as they get wet, they dry out in like, well, not dry, but they get most of the water out in like 10 minutes or so. So this is what the trails are mostly like here. This little single track. And obviously, like, after you've been running for a while, these things, you get by yourself pretty quick. Here we go. Oh yeah. This is the fun part. Only 8 more miles to go. Ugh. No, don't think about it that way. Think about it like this. I know that the next aid station is about maybe 3.5 miles away at this point. So I'm just focused on getting to that aid station. And then I know from there, it's mostly it's 4 miles from the last aid station. So I don't think about it as being 7.5, 8 miles. I think about it as being 3.5 miles to the next aid station. Then I can get some pretzels or something that'll put a little pep in my step. Alright, well here comes this serious hill we gotta get over. But once we get over that hill, see the horizon up there? That's where the road is. And the road takes us to the aid station. And once we get to the aid station, we're only 4 miles away. So, I'm having the time of my life. I actually wrote a song about it. Just like this. I'm having the time of my life. And I'm cold and muddy and wet. And the sweat is dried on my skin. But I do it all again. Not really. Not today anyway. Because once this is over, I am done. There's the finish line. You know what that means? Time to leave whatever you got out there. And I don't have much, so that means pretty much a shuffle. A shuffle is all I got until I get up to that hill, and then I'll hit it. You have to. Alright, we had a fantastic race at the Bigfoot 50K. I'm here with race director Vince. Rucci.
Yes.
And I'm here with Cindy, who had just completed her first 50K.
Yeah!
She was turning how old?
I will turn 60 in May.
That's fantastic. It was a fantastic race. Thanks to Vince and all his crew. You guys should definitely try this out. It was tough, muddy, lots of rooks and rots, as usually is the case with 50Ks. But join me next time, and you can do 26.2 or maybe an even ultra.
Come back next year!